It's been a long and winding road, but we are nearing our final destination as we approach the witching hour. They say the most beautiful journeys in life are the ones taken together. That first date, marriage, a home with children, divorce, cheap prostitutes, and blow in a roach-infested motel. But on this trip, a happy couple's first romantic getaway will become a one-way trip to terror. Locked in their car with no one to trust but each other and Google Maps, their bond will be put to the test. So, buckle up and grip your stick shift firmly, because tonight, one wrong turn could be your last. This is The Honeymoon. It's a nice day for a white wedding. The sun shining down on our newlyweds, forecasting the bright future before them, journeying on that long road called life that now lies ahead of them. Only assholes right outdoors. They also tailgate, which may be a momentary annoyance. However, our couple is too preoccupied, wistfully conversing of their vacation plans, happily continuing their long journey across the American desert in their 1958 Plymouth Fury. Without warning, that same reckless driver comes barreling back towards us head-on, forcing the couple to swerve off-road and into a ditch. Frantic, distressed, and questioning whether or not that was done purposely, or if they simply received their license in California, we are interrupted by a sheriff hot on his tail. Thankfully, we are currently in a state with active policing, and there is absolutely no way I will regret saying that within the next few minutes. Driving late into the night, our couple finds that they are running low on gas, pulling over to Buster's Last Stand, food market, and casino in order to refuel. Even better, this place supposedly has Gus and food. I love those guys. Once inside, we find no one at all, not even a shop clerk. Given how late it is, and the fact that this is the only station for miles, we simply grab a snack and leave our cash on the counter for the shop owner to find. Stepping back out into the darkness, we once again see that the driver from earlier is now heading back in the opposite direction with the police still in pursuit. However, we still have a long journey ahead of us, and ignore that, hopping back into the car and continuing onward. Only a few miles down the road, the bride points out a stalled car off to the side, and given the Spartan conditions of this highway, she insists we pull over to check on the driver. Not wanting to upset our new bride right before taking her to cross that threshold, we nod along like a good simp, ignoring our survival instinct, and inspect the car. Slowly we approach, not wanting to surprise the owner, and peer into the passenger side window. Inside, a long-rotted corpse with a revolver in its hand, missing only one round. Far too panicked to fully ponder the implications of this self-inflicted demise, we jump back into the car, speeding towards the first payphone we can find. This story is a 1960s grindhouse. There are no cell phones, and no one would know our location if we were to suddenly go missing. Pulling into the parking lot for the TNT restaurant, we run inside immediately in order to contact the authorities, only to find yet another vacant establishment, and I could have sworn we were not playing Silent Hill. As if on cue, the payphone itself begins ringing, and with a slight hesitation, we answer.
もしもし、違った。Hello? Hello?
どうした？なんだ？
He seems to be saying, "Leave me alone." But this game is in Japanese, so I have no idea what that could mean. Out of nowhere, the jukebox begins playing the theme from Blues Brothers, which is actually hilarious when you know where this is going. But, before I can spoil that joke, something comes crashing through the wall, tossing booths about with ease. Not wanting anything more to do with this situation, we break for the door. Oh, thank God, it's the police! Oh. Well, it looks like we're about to experience some brutality firsthand, so we need to think fast and decide, run to our car or run back into the restaurant for safety.
Gotcha, bitch!
This is the action horror chapter, and we are going to have to work for it, playing Matador with our bullish attacker as he repeatedly attempts to run us down. After several near misses, we better position ourselves for the setup, taunting our assailant into another charge-in, only for them to lose control, crashing back into the restaurant. Not knowing how much time this has bought us, we quickly run for the car and peel out at full speed after Totes making sure to put our safety belts on, because you know people definitely used to wear seatbelts back then. We never wore our belts. Flipping a U the first chance we get, we double back in an attempt to throw off our pursuer. This, however, turns out to be a fruitless effort, as the officer is now driving straight for us, forcing another emergency UE, as our attacker lines his car up in an attempt to ram us off the road. We cannot let him get ahead of us, and use the back end of our car as a shield to take the brunt of the damage being sent our way. These are old, solid metal cars. They can handle a little bumper-to-bumper action. We brake check on repeat, which eventually forces our assailant to lose traction, swerving off into the ditch and directly into a reinforced road sign, giving us a chance to gain some distance. Or so we would if our beloved didn't instantly start nagging, forcing us to pull our car over so she can berate us. This marriage is definitely gonna last a long time. And no lie, I legit thought for a moment she was going to do something stupid like wander off upset, and that would have been hilarious. Fortunately, we are able to calm her down momentarily with that chocolate bar we picked up earlier and continue on. Only a few miles out, we come across a gruesome sight. Car after car violently totaled, no doubt the work of our stalker. Not only small sedans, but large freight trucks as well. And even the vehicle that nearly hit us at the start of our journey, now sitting here completely crushed in. Letting our guard down turned out to be a huge mistake, with the officer now aggressively catching back up with us and setting up for another assault on our vehicle. Even more surprising, it would seem that their devil car has somehow recovered from the damage previously inflicted upon it by that road sign. Thinking fast, we veer off towards Drop Dead Point, a narrow cliffside pass giving us cover to our side, and a drop-off to our right which we fully intend to take advantage of. This chapter is clearly trying to up the pressure on you from the gameplay perspective. However, this also came out long before the times of Saints Row, and I am more than adept to handle losing a cop while making a getaway. Attempting to cut around us and push us down that cliff, our assailant is persistent, but does not seem to understand that we are well into the find-out phase of their choice to fuck around, getting equally and even more so aggressive right back at them, sending our stalker down into the valley below. Without even a moment to catch our breath, he is back on us like Zombie Jason. And we are at our limit, looping the officer around a maze of jagged rocks and cliff walls, outmaneuvering him and forcing the vehicle to slam into a rock wall sideways, buying us just enough time to gain the distance we need as we redirect our vehicle towards our real goal. Or so we would if this wasn't a nightmare world, with our rear tire blowing out right on cue in typical horror movie fashion. Without a second to waste, we hop out of the car and show our new bride how a man gets things done, by bravely holding the light in our pathetic noodle arms while she changes the tire for us. Abruptly, we hear a familiar sound as we look up to see our stalker has returned and is just watching, menacingly, giving us time to get back into the chase. And so we do the smart thing, by attempting to walk over and chat with the officer, hoping to ask for his name and badge number and possibly a supervisor. However, they are having none of that shit, flipping on the high beams and gunning the engine, intending to splatter us right there on the road, only for our bride to slide in for the rescue, T-boning the cop car and flipping it onto its roof.
Come with me if you want to live.
Oh, I will come wherever you tell me to. And so we hop in, gunning it down the highway, but we are not running away, oh no. There will be no more of that. There is only one way to deal with this opponent, and so we will give them the violence they crave, pulling back into Buster's last stand and preparing for an encounter fitting of that name. Pulling all of the nozzles from their pumps, we begin spilling gasoline across the entire lot, and now I am certain this must be a dream world because it's less than $2 a gallon. Regardless, we make an impromptu Molotov and jump back into the car, lights off, waiting to set off the trap. Slowly, the officer's car slinks down the highway, thoroughly searching for our vehicle as we lay in waiting. Readying the Molotov, our bride hits the high beams, drawing the attention of our stalker, antagonizing them into charging in once more. But we are ready, quickly juking forward just enough to get beside them, dropping the Molotov, igniting the fuel, and sending both of our vehicles backwards from the force of the gas pumps exploding. The officer's vehicle now completely engulfed and out of commission, a feeling of cautious relief comes over our newlyweds as they continue their journey forward into an uncertain future. Who really was it behind the wheel? A disgruntled sheriff? Or perhaps a jaded ex-lover in a stolen vehicle? And will the couple that survives together thrive together? Or were we much better off marrying her more attractive younger sister with the huge rack? These questions and many more are still bothering our couple, but it is getting late and the journey is long, so for now we shall simply enjoy the silence of the night, comforted by the fact that this nightmare is now behind us. Tonight's performance may be over, but the party has only just begun. With all of the multiple paths and endings included in Dark Tales, it's safe to say that I have only shown you a fraction of the content throughout all 3 videos. I say this with zero exaggeration, that this game has been the surprise gem of the year for me. Many of these obscure games are found and tested at random, and 90% of the time they turn out to be duds, either unplayable or with no qualities worth talking about. Dark Tales, on the other hand, has stolen my heart and easily now ranks among my favorite horror titles for the PS1, sitting below a Silent Hill, but well above something like D. And while it could never compete with a Resident Evil in terms of gameplay, it easily captures the feeling of Halloween more than any other title for that console, and I fully endorse putting it on your playlist. We may be finished with these tales, but I am currently setting up to continue on theme with Clock Tower 3 coming very soon. As always, thank you to everyone who watched and to everyone who got adopts this week, and I will catch you in the next one.